So, good morning, one and all. Welcome to the first edition of ISTD-IIMT Career Planning Series on AI and Machine Learning. I am Alok Arun, Professor in Charge, Training and Placement. IIMT Bhubaneswar is a host for today's session. The ISTD-IIMT Career Planning Series, led by ISTD Bhubaneswar chapter in collaboration with IIMT Bhubaneswar, focuses on career planning aspects in engineering and management programs. The program is designed to equip participants with critical skills required for professional success in the fields including strategic thinking, leadership, technical proficiency, project management, and effective communication. Through workshops, seminars, and practical exercises, participants gain insights into industry trends, enhance their problem solving abilities, and develop a structured approach to career growth, enhancing adaptability and confidence to excel in diverse engineering and managerial roles. So, moving on to today's schedule, we have with us Professor Dr. Pramod Kumar Prusti, Principal IIMT Bhubaneswar, who will be speaking about our institute. The welcome materials will be delivered by Dr. Paresh Chandra Mahanti, sir, Director, Talent Singer Professional Private Limited, Secretary, ISTD Business Chapter. Our guest speaker, Ms. Padhyari, software developer and a clinical research staff member at Aknas Children Research Institute, will be delivering the talk on AI machine learning. And at the end, we'll be having a 10 minutes interaction and feedback session. Let me tell you, the previous year we have conducted the ISTD IIMT upskilling series, where we mostly focused on enhancing the ability of the students, like group discussion, interview skills for that purpose. And for that reason, we have conducted 12 series. So the first series was delivered by Dr. Paresh Chandra Mahanti sir himself. Second one was given by Dr. Purnima Bakshi madam and Mr. Mohit Jain. Third one was given by Dr. Megha Sharma and Mr. Washikanand. Fourth one was given by Mr. Manas Pratim Goswami and Ms. Meena Naik. Fifth edition was covered by Mr. Siddharth Mahanti. Sixth edition was covered by Mr. Siddharth Sahu. Seventh edition was given by Mr. Arvind Das. Eighth was covered by Mr. Jaswant Narayan Singhal. Ninth edition was covered by Mr. Subhranshu Sekhar Samanto. 10th was covered by Mr. Avinash Kotni. 11th edition was covered by Dr. Moshmi Panda. And the final edition was covered by Dr. Rahul Jain. So let me introduce today Dr. Paresh Chandra Mahanti, sir, Director at Talent Singer Professional Private Limited and Secretary ISTD Bhubaneswar Chapter. Dr. Paresh Chandra Mahanti was a banker for 25 years and has worked in various capacities in India and abroad. Currently, he is the Secretary of the ISTD Bhubaneswar Chapter. He was a corporate trainer for 17 years, having expertise in management, banking, and finance. He is a motivational speaker and has been conducting career counseling sessions for students of various management and technical colleges. As a guest faculty, he has been taking sessions on OB, management, and banking for various management colleges and guides job seekers to participate in GD and how to face the interview board. He is an author of several books and has published various articles in reputed magazines in India and abroad. He is a YouTuber and gives radio talks for improving personality of students and youths in urban slums. He is also the editor of e-magazine The Mirror of ISTD Bhubaneswar chapter. Let me introduce to you today our guest speaker, Ms. Ananya Padhyari, software developer 3 at and a clinical research staff member at Arkansas Children Research Institute. Ms. Ananya Padhyari currently serves as software developer 3 and clinical research staff member at Arkansas Children Research Institute, USA. ACRI is renowned for its leading research program in areas such as obesity, prevention, developmental biology, asthma, food allergies, children's nutrition, infectious disease, and population health. Ananya holds a master degree in management information systems from the University of Houston, Clear Lake, and has over 10 years of experience in IT, managing enterprise level projects that have significantly contributed to organizational growth. Her career spans in roles in both private and non-profit sectors, including her previous position as a software developer at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, where she worked on projects supporting entrepreneurs across the United States. At ACRI, she collaborates with researchers and principal investigators to capture and analyze data from studies focused on expecting mothers and children up to 14 years of age. This data, utilized by United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), is instrumental in uncovering factors affecting nutrition. Her work also involves developing predictive models and improving data-driven decision making, making a significant impact in the healthcare domain. Ananya has a deep interest in artificial intelligence and machine learning. She has delivered keynote addresses at esteemed conferences and symposia. Recently, she was invited to write a paper and present a seminar on the present and future of AI and machine learning for the Yearbook of Anesthesiology by the Director of Scientific Committee of the Indian Resuscitation Council (IRC). Additionally, she presented a widely appreciated seminar on AI and machine learning in crime prediction, ethical consideration, and real world application at Wilson's College, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, USA. This talk delved into intersection of AI, machine learning, data integration, and public policy. Ananya's ongoing contribution to AI and machine learning are recognized across various organizations in the USA and India. Through her efforts in advancing predictive models and enhancing data-driven approaches, her work continues to influence healthcare and other industries. Now, I would like to call upon the forum Dr. Pramod Kumar Pushti sir to speak about our institute. Sir, please.
Jai Jagannath. A very good morning to one and all present in this seminar. A hearty welcome to all our distinguished speakers and participants as we embark on another captivating journey in the ISTD and IIMT lecture series. InterScience Institute of Management and Technology, Bhubaneswar, was established in the year 2007 with an objective of teaching science of management in addition to the practice of management. The name itself explains about the scientific study of management, and further to mention that it is inscribed in our institute logo. The UNESCO Indian Institute of UNESCO Chair Professor of Economic Systems and Human Rights, Professor Francisco Vigliarolo, National University of La Plata. Let me now explain what we mean by teaching science of management. During these 15 years of excellence, we have organized, facilitated more than 100 symposium, seminar, workshops, national and international in various niche areas of management and technology. Since our inception, we at IIMT have edited and published more than 100 volumes in the area of management and technology from reputed publishing houses like IEEE, SEM, Springer, Elsevier, iOS, SPY, Fluor Academic, MDPI, Hindawi, or InterScience, etc. All these books are available for purchase from Google or Amazon. All our faculty members are engaged in these activities. Each year, we invite and host professors from abroad for workshops and seminars. I am tempted to say that last year, Professor Jesus Garcia from Universidad Complutense de Madrid and Professor Vijayan Sugmaran from Oakland University School of Business visited our campus. During the month of April 2023, Professor Vipul Jain was here from Victoria University, Wellington, for a month on a research exchange program. We publish management books through our own in-house publication, that is IIMT lecture notes on management, where the essential books like self-management, career guidance, and emerging fields of management. We have started one channel, namely IIMT Open House in YouTube. The purpose is to educate students and parents at large on various subjects and disciplines through talks and interviews. By now, we have more than 100 episodes available at our YouTube channel, namely at the rate IIMT Open House. We have taken interviews with professors, professionals, entrepreneurs, and policymakers. From the academic section, 2025-26, apart from the management courses of BBA and MBA, and computer application courses of BCA and MCA, we will be entering into engineering courses, providing wide range of opportunities for our students. The courses offered are BTech program. It includes civil engineering core, computer science and engineering core, computer science and engineering, artificial intelligence and machine learning, computer science and engineering, cyber security, electrical engineering core, mechanical engineering core, MTech program, computer science and engineering, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have created a platform known as Inter-Science Research Network consisting of professionals and researchers. It is available at www.interscience.ac.in, through which we organize various programs inside and outside India. We do arrange workshops and seminars at various universities. IIMT, in collaboration with ISTD, has successfully organized the first edition of an annual event on disruptive human resource management, people, technology, and strategy at IIMT campus, Bhubaneswar, during 13th and 14th January 2024, under the guidance of Dr. Paresh Chandra Mohanty, Director, Talent Sigma Professional Private Limited, and Secretary, ISTD Bhubaneswar Chapter, and Dr. Prabhat Kumar Mohanty, Chairperson, ISTD Bhubaneswar Chapter, and Senior Director, HR and Skill, KIT University. We are planning to organize the second edition of Disruptive Human Resource Management, People, Technology and Strategy during 11th and 12th January 2025. Thank you all. Now, I would request to Mr. Alok Arun to carry on with the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would request our chairman and NC committee member, Professor Dr. Shikan sir, to speak few lines regarding this talk. Sir, please.
Thank you. I have already interacted with our guest on the matter, what you are doing and what we will be doing for the next couple of years. And I'm happy today that Ananya madam has joined the session, and she is very enthusiastic. I have interacted with her since last 3 months, and I found that from Bhubaneswar, she has started the journey and entering into US, did her higher study, then in the research arena, she is now working, and for the first time, I listened to her profile. It is really encouraging for the young say professionals who are passing out from different engineering college. That's all. I want to again say happy to welcome Ananya madam. I am launching a new journal on International Journal of Artificial Intelligence Governance and Human Rights. And from her CV, I could see that she is the perfect match for this journal. So this is a reward. Today, I want to say award to her on joining this family. And after this talk, the invitation will follow. And Ananya will be with us in Internet Science family. We do many activity, more than say 20 to 24, 25 activity, international activity during the year. And young people, whether they are working within IIMT or they are working anywhere in the world, they join with us, and it is a win-win situation. They also enhance their career as well as we enhance our say institute profile. With this, I welcome Ananya, and I am very sure that the audience will be enjoying her talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would request Dr. Paresh Chandra Man sir to kindly give the introductory remark regarding this first edition of ISTD-IIMT Career Planning session. Sir, please.
Thank you, Alok. Good morning, everybody. Respected Dr. Srikant Patnaik, founder and director of IIMT, Madam Ananya Padihari, today's speaker, Dr. Ashok Sahu, my friend and one of the great thinkers in this HR area, other friends and listeners outside. This series is an extension in collaboration of IIMT of the activities ISTD, Indian Society for Training and Development Bhubaneswar chapter, has been doing. You know that Indian Society for Training and Development was established in the year 1970 with its headquarters in New Delhi, and Bhubaneswar chapter came into existence in 1990. Out of the 51 chapters of ISTD in India, Bhubaneswar chapter is one of the most vibrant and perhaps within the top 5 active institutes of ISTD in India. We have been conducting seminars, webinars, conferences, and corporate training in a continuous manner since these 34 years. But of late we thought that what we are doing for the employees or the professionals is not sufficient. It's our responsibility that the next generation, particularly the youngsters, they should be enriched to a level where they can have the employability skill. Then the first, like Alok was introducing, last 12 months, every second Saturday of the month, we were arranging speakers and had a upskilling series. And that series, after the talk of these eminent speakers who have the exposure in this upskilling area for the job fitness of the students, that is now encompassed into a book, and it will be published for the benefit of all the students who are interested to be getting the benefit of it. This one is the past talk, a modified topic, that is the our career planning. And as we all know that everyone is not fit for every career. People are failing, or youngsters are failing in the professional life because they are somehow trying to get a job because of the constraints, because job is very, very less in India. And after going there, they found that they are not fit for it. Everyone cannot fit into everything. So this career planning series, again, it will also continue in collaboration with IIMT for 12 months. And that will be published in a book. And this one is getting recorded. And this record will be in the website of IIMT. And thousands of students are getting benefited. So today we are very lucky that the first talk will be given by Madam Ananya Padihari. And we are very proud that our daughter from Odisha is in USA and having so much contribution in this area. Artificial intelligence is the new topic, and its mastery is required for every youngster. And let us listen Ananya now today. And also we will be enriching ourselves in this new area. Even Dr. Ashok Sahu, who is such a veteran HR person, he has joined to listen Ananya, and that is a very encouraging thing. So now, Alok, you please carry on. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request Ananya Madam to kindly share her screen and she can begin with the talk. And the forum is all yours, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, especially our esteemed senior members. I am very delighted to be part of this meeting today and share the knowledge that I have gained with time. So, let me share my screen and start the presentation. I have tried to keep it short, but pardon me if it's very long for everybody. Okay. Kindly let me know if everybody can view my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So today I am here to talk about AI and machine learning in the medical field. Medical field because I work currently with healthcare. So that is my area of work now. I wouldn't say expertise, but it's a good start for me as well. So what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence in very simple language. It is complex tasks that humans try to do today with the busy schedule. This AI, artificial intelligence, is introduced in machines to perform such tasks. And the only objective is to perform the complex tasks like decision making, thinking, natural language processing, all this kind of cognitive skills. And we have different, I mean, nowadays there are already so many introduced AIs in our products. Like we have the Optimus Tesla's robot, then we do have the vehicles, Tesla vehicle, and also I'm sure there are so many automated systems nowadays that have AI implemented in banking and different domains. So the basic key features are like automation, which we see nowadays mostly people are opting to automate most of the machines or I would say the software in IT industry. Then also it one of the factor is intelligence because we have lot of information which we call data in terms of IT. So we have lot of similarities and we can use them to make decisions. Then there is also flexibility on the information that is provided on this data, and this helps in making more different kinds of reports, I would say, on day-to-day basis, which can be utilized by industries or education system or healthcare to gauge what changes are required, what is changing, and all that. Now we have known machine learning as well. What is machine learning? So, artificial intelligence, I would say, is a huge set, and machine learning is a part of it, which we say a subset of artificial intelligence. It is a machine learning implements or utilizes different algorithms or programs, or I would say a code that helps in predictions and classifications. So there are different kind of models that we utilize. We utilize the statistical models and mathematics mostly for developing these algorithms based on what information or data we have. So these kind of predictions have predictions help in large output and patterns introduced to the world. I would give a simple example. Nowadays we have Netflix, Amazon as the website where we can where we see the suggestions for new movies and different options for products for buying. Flipkart shows us what we can buy online, what our interest is. So how does that come up? It is basically the code that is written behind it which helps, like I browsed something today, I browsed a laptop today. Now tomorrow it might give me suggestions that these are the new laptops added. So this kind of suggestions which these websites or apps give us is all machine learning, which is AI. So this is kind of a revolution that has been taking place in the current world. So this relationship, which I told about machine learning and AI, the main goal is to make a tool so that everybody can utilize it in very simple terms. Like nobody has to work on it, understanding it. It should make everybody reachable to it. Now, this slide is mostly for students. I hope it would be helpful for students mostly, but I would like to just give a gist about different kinds of learnings in machine learning, like what are the different ways that we have to get the data. So we have like I would give just by example. So first one is like supervised learning. Example is email spam notifications or detection. So in your emails like Gmail, there are some emails that go to the spam folder. So how does it recognize? So this recognition of email into the spam folder is again an algorithm. It is like it knows that it is a spam email, so it throws it into the spam folder. Now there are scenarios where we do not know what kind of output it might be. Like in a market area, the customers, there are so many customers in a store. We don't know how the customer behavior is or how their mood is. So this kind of uncertain or not sure, which we do not know the outcome is, that goes under unsupervised learning. So here we have a lot of patterns, like any customer can have any kind of behavior. So these are different patterns that are grouped together. So this grouping of unknown data comes under unsupervised learning. Now again, there is another one, reinforcement learning. So this is actually implemented, or I would say mostly done in the gaming industry. Like nowadays, the kids or the adults even play a lot of games online, or we do have the PS, I think PlayStation. So all those have like you can see you can win something, or there is something you can invest and win. So those gambling, I would say, is one of them. So those have algorithms or coding behind them that helps uh, people who play to involve more into those games. So these kind of things, or I would say the patterns or models are being utilized in machine learning. So this is just a basic comparison I have created to differentiate the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So as I said, artificial intelligence is a broad field while machine learning is just a part of it. Now we have different parts in artificial intelligence, which I would just throw ideas in our next slides. Um, Yeah. So now, how did this AI and machine learning start? This is a very detailed description, but in short, I would like to say here, Alan Turing, he was one of the scientists in 1950, and he tried to develop a machine that can exhibit human-like intelligence or human-like behavior, like how we can make the machine capable of what human mind can do. So this kind of started this test started like a development in what we say today as machine learning AI. Now there are human brain, like it has neurons and everything that we just know the words neurons. I am not that medically expert in that. But I know that these neurons are being utilized to capture data, and that data is used in machine learning, and artificial intelligence is making revolution in that in healthcare, in medical industry. So now it's yeah, so we have different algorithms, and also the important thing in revolution has been played by hardwares, the graphic processing units, or like we say, the machine, the computers, the supercomputers that's been introduced later. So all these have been really a good or I would say vast revolution that has been introduced, and this helps in so many things like small face recognition in our mobile phones to creating the robots or virtual assistants in today's world. So this has been the history of AIML. Now, as we know, in 1950, Alan Turing has introduced it. But how does it come up now? Because of the growing world and people becoming very competitive in tech industry, we have different hardwares and people need more faster systems to work on. So that is where this has come up, like the fast processing of data. Also, compared to 1950 and 2024, these many years, the data, that is the information gathered in each industry, let it be healthcare, finance, education, we have so much of information because of the population growth. So these information also has to generate some kind of data for an economy, for the population as a whole. So this also plays an important role, and this has also led the AI to be focused right now. Now we have been in tech industry, I would say, we have been using coding, that is algorithms, or I would say mathematical equations, statistics. So those have been useful in developing these. So this is advances in technology is one of the factors that AI and machine learning are in demand now. Now, these also help, like in today's world we have innovation taking place all over. So the innovation and then competitiveness in each industry, also problem solving capability, or how fast a problem can be solved and how fast a system can work, that is being important in today's world. So these factors also contribute to AI and machine learning. So the upcoming slides might be useful more for students, but then this is just an overall. I wouldn't go in detail, but it's just an overview of how or what AI and machine learning and what are the key components. So now let's see how AI or artificial intelligence works. That is what is needed for coding or developing such things that we are seeing today. So basically, it's very simple things. Main is the information or data. That is what kind of information we have in our, like a very simple example in education system, we have the student, their first name, last name, their roll number or admission number, and their department. So this information helps for each department. We can gather them and we can analyze that which department is growing or which department has more demand. So this is a very simple example that I just told. So it's kind of these information into the system or into saving, or these information is important. Then second is algorithm. How do we develop the reports that we see? It's based on algorithms, which is nothing but the statistics and mathematic equations, which we have already been learning since our childhood, I would say. So these algorithms and the information that we have combined with the computers, that is the hardware, which is like companies like Intel and everything, they are every day developing so many new ways that the computer can, their memory can be increased, they can perform faster, or they can provide some accurate data. So these three are the main components for artificial intelligence. Please stop me if I'm too fast or if you have any questions.
It's okay.
Yes.
Please carry on. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So now, as I mentioned initially, that apart from machine learning, there are different artificial intelligence I would say parts, or like art machine learning, we have different sets of subsets. So one of them is the neural networks, which is like the brain has so many things going on. So mapping the brain and utilizing that information, like they have, suppose I am thinking of a cat right now. mapping that image and saving that image into the system and utilizing that is one of the role of neural networks. So these brain information, there are different kinds how it is processed, and there are different predictions and analysis is being done. So many examples we have, like recognizing faces, and now we have every mobile has a Siri or a Google Assistant that they can listen us and translate. Like I want to translate something English to Hindi or English to Odia, so they have the translators now. So these are like the neural networks. And okay, now we have different types of artificial intelligence. Like example is the Google Assistant or Siri in mobile phones or Alexa. So these kind of devices use very small or limited coding coding for or programming to do the perform this task. Now, this is very limited. Like we have, suppose, Amazon or Netflix recommends us any movies or shopping products. So these are programmed. They have exactly some particular number of code, I would say, and they give us the data. This is very narrow. That's the reason it's narrow artificial intelligence. Now coming to others, now we have like the Tesla introduced Optimus recently. So that comes under the strong AI, which is general AI. So these robots or these kind of systems which are being developed, these utilize a broader scope of implementation with data, that is the input information which we provide to them, which we feed them. They have human cognitive skills, which is also information that is provided to these robots. So these information when provided and the algorithms based on equations and everything, the what is developed is a strong AI that we see today as a robot. I remember when I was a child, there were talks about developing robots, and there would be some time when robots will be performing tasks as human. We have seen some restaurants having the robots, but not like the one that Tesla recently introduced. It's like a complete human, although it's not completely human with cognitive skills like translation and everything, but they are in the process. So this is kind of a revolution that is something really good in a way, but otherwise harmful as well. So we'll discuss about the harmful effects of AI later. Now, we do have the super intelligent as well. These are beyond the human, I mean, the robots or any such product which will do the tasks beyond human level or understanding. Like before us thinking about any possibility, these I would say the super intelligent AI machines would do. So that is something which is a speculation. Maybe in another 50 years it might come up, but this is just a speculation. But these do have ethical concerns because as we grow more into the machine world, there will be some time when humans will have less control over things and everything will be automatic. And this might be a risk in safety and future of work, like jobs as well. So as we saw how artificial intelligence works, now machine learning, which is a part of artificial intelligence, how does it work? So as I said, artificial intelligence uses a lot of information. Now machine learning is just a part of artificial intelligence which utilizes the training and testing data. What is training data? Training data is the information that we feed to the system, that we provide to the system as an input. Like I provide an image of a cat or a dog or any other product, and the machine knows, okay, this is the image of a cat, a particular cat. Now, how do we know that our program or the code that I wrote is correct? It is nothing but the testing data comes into picture. So what is testing data? Testing data might be another picture of a cat or another picture of a dog that will test the code that I have written and check if if the features that are provided in the code match, like the test cat matches with the training cat or not. If it matches, then my code is correct. So basically it is just testing what I wrote. This kind of information which we feed or we provide to the system is machine learning. Now, there are different steps that we do before we start implementing or working on creating different models. So, there are different steps, like we gather data. First is information that we need. So, there are data collection, then we have to clean the data or make it or remove the errors or any bad data. That is, some values are zero, or might be there is no value in some. So we have to clean the data, and then we have to make the data understand to the machine in machine language, which is like some numerical values, I would say bits. So that is one of the steps in machine learning. Then we have to check for the model selection. Model means what kind of learning do I implement, which is like what algorithm, equation, all those. So this is the model selection, which helps in making a decision prediction. So there are different kinds of models. There are, I'm not sure if anybody recognizes, but linear regression, and decision trees. These are some of the terms that we use in tech industry, but I think linear regression might be a part of statistics, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. So these are utilized in making a decision of how my code should implement what I want the output to be. So it can be a very simple code or it can be very complex code depending on what the data is. Now, the data that we are providing to the system is really important, because if the data is incorrect, then our entire output or prediction goes wrong. Now, the next step is like training the model. As I mentioned, input that we provide to the machine is training. So that is like training the model. It is nothing more than that. We use algorithm or code to test the data. Last is the testing data, and there is lot of cross-checking that we do, which we say validating the data, like whatever like there should be no negative value, or like a simple example, in a bank, if there is a transaction, there should not be any transaction that is below a certain limit or above a certain limit. So that test which is done is based on some mathematical calculation. So that is a testing, the model which we say. Okay. So that, as I told the algorithms we have linear regression, which an example might be when we want to choose a house. It depends on the number of rooms and location, size, area. So this is just a simple example of linear regression, that we know what kind of what do we need the outcome to be. Then we have decision trees. This is very technical, but I'll try to make it simple. Like decision trees might be when we know um, each each particular point represents a decision, and there might be multiple outcomes, possible outcomes. Then we have to decide which direction is correct. Like I said, the customer behavior, we can group them into different categories. Now each group can be again studied, and each group can be utilized as information to do some prediction or analysis, and we can create some reports. So this is kind of decision trees. Then we do have the neural networks, like the brain mapping and algorithms that is developed, like speech processing, language understanding, image processing, facial recognition. So these are few of the use cases for neural networks. It's basically more medically it is being used. So this actually has very, I would say currently it's being too much in demand for brain mapping and utilizing not just in children but in adults as well, people who have some disability, and who there have been some advancements like people who are unable to speak because of some neural problem. Their brain has now been mapped to systems which can just show images of what their thoughts are. So these kind of advancements are also very good when we talk about the technology. So as we have been talking, there have been so many applications of machine learning and artificial intelligence, like the Google Assistant, Alexa, and we do have Amazon, that Spotify, or um, I would say Flipkart, that provide recommendations of shopping or music or movies. So these are just in entertainment or general. In healthcare, we do have so much advances like the medical images, X-rays, MRIs. These are utilized to diagnose problems, or I would say some diseases which were not detectable earlier previously in healthcare, but now with the images with so much of clarity and 3D pictures, these provide so much of information in diagnosis. Now, there is another important thing that is drug discovery. So, what it does, like every human is different. So, now this drug discovery provides information how a chemical would react with particular patient. Suppose my blood group is something and I don't know this chemical might be reactive to me or not. So if I'm unsure, I can just ask the medical representative to do a test and they can run tests. So what tests are being run and what results are being received? This the back end, or what is going on behind, is coding or application of these machine learning and artificial intelligence. Also, nowadays we have in rural areas, as they are not able to access healthcare, we do have treatments for them, like these machine learning and artificial intelligence help to develop some tools or software so that people who go camp in, like the doctors who go for camp in rural areas, they can provide virtual assistance to people who are unable to make it to the camp, or who need medical assistance at late hours or some unreasonable conditions they are unable to come up. So this has been a very big advancement in healthcare. Also in finance, I am very sure nowadays everybody might be receiving some spam calls, like myself as well, for spam calls promoting things so that they can get your information, card information, or text messages or emails. So these kind of fraud detection techniques are being caught in real time. That is when you go to your banking online, there are different ways that your information is protected, not just with the user ID and password, but there are other layers that are being implemented so that your money or your information stays with you secured and with the bank. Nobody tries to compromise it. And I mean, there are hacking going on, no doubt, but those level of hacking really needs expertise. So we can be careful from our end, but that is what the AI and machine learning is try to do every day, like develop algorithms for finance sector to be more secure. Then we have the transportation as well, like the traffics. We use traffic signal, they use machine learning. We did not know till date that it is artificial intelligence and machine learning, but as we are advancing the tech industry, we realize that it's already in our systems, like traffic system, which is like traffic signals, which we every day go drive. So that is one of the examples in transportation. In education, that has been really good nowadays because of COVID. So many people, students have been affected, but we have seen people taking online classes. So these online classes or advances in education were helpful only through AI and machine learning because these helped develop software which students can access from home, from laptop or mobile phones or anything. So these have helped in adapting learning, and virtual tutors are also available online. So yeah, this is advances in education. We have advances or in entertainment industry as well. So these are kind of applications. Agriculture, there has been more advances. Like initially, people used to not sure about how the weather changes drastically. So now they have the weather reports being reported, and the farmers can be aware of it beforehand. Also, the soil quality and what kind of crop or cultivation would be good in a particular area. Like I am aware right now in India, people are so much into harvesting and farming. Like common people like us are into farming, so they do this only through understanding or analyzing the particular soil quality, the weather, and if the crop will be, which kind of crop will be growing like good in good health. So these kind of developments have been possible through AI and machine learning. Now, as I mentioned, we are advancing in technology, but the more advanced we get, there are side effects or drawbacks to that. Now, what are the drawbacks? Major things, as I mentioned, advancement has to do with information or data. Now, that is also a drawback. How? Because the data quality is an important factor here. If the quality of data that we provide to machines is poor, then obviously the output would not be as expected, or it might not reach the expectations. Also, the data that we provide might be biased. That means we provide based on some particular thoughts in mind, like I would like food to be prepared in this particular way, whereas it could be prepared with different in different ways. So that kind of thinking is also biased information. Then there comes also ethics like artificial intelligence. There is transparency issues, decision making, like who is accountable for this result. So these kind of challenges are there. And in healthcare, I would say as patient information is really very crucial. So the privacy concerns are always connected with AI and machine learning, because these information are very important for any industry. I would say not just healthcare, banking as well. So privacy concerns are there. Then over reliance on AI also could lead to wrong diagnosis, and that could result in fatal situations, which we want to avoid, obviously. So this is also one risk. Then we do have security risks. As I mentioned, we have hackers nowadays, cyber attacks, and people trying to steal the identical attacks. So these kind of security risks are also associated with AI. So in order to utilize AI, the important thing is we need to take into account these risks, and we need to build a system that can at least minimize the risks. So there is a lot of future in AI, like I mentioned, the robot understanding machine, and creating art, or in the department of art and culture, they can work with that, and collaboration with healthcare, with our government, like whatever guidelines we have, AI can be developed with or in accordance to that, and there could be more of um, nations or internationally we can collaborate and have a good government. Or yeah, so AI can be used in so many different areas. So I have made a list of that. Now as I am into healthcare, so I wanted to focus on healthcare, like what I like the smartwatches, like the case studies we have. Very simple one, I would take an example, the smartwatch we wear nowadays. So we have seen that they track our heartbeat, and how many steps we walked, everything. So these information are stored in the particular, like suppose I would give an example, Apple. Now, healthcare industry would contact Apple and gather the information in order to check what like what is the percentage of fit people in a particular region or state or country. So these kind of information gathering is really important to understand the healthcare, how can they be made, people can be made more fit with the growing different advancements in our industries. So we have different medicines, telemedicine, which I just mentioned, like monitoring patient progress and when to administer the medicine to a patient. So these are also some of the works that has been going on that the system can give information. So I mean, everything has its pros and cons, but if we take into consideration the negative or the risks of artificial intelligence and develop a system that can be useful to most of the industries, then it helps like in terms of economy. Yes, it increases the productivity, it increases the job market, it makes the human work less tedious. So yes, and it is social impacts are also there, like we can avoid inequality, like biases and things in industries we come across every day, some news about them. Then accessibility, like people with disabilities can have more flexibility in continuing their day-to-day life with the common people. Then environmental impacts, which is very important nowadays because of the growing industries. We need to keep a check on energy consumption, pollution, and the greenery. Like if an area is deserted or anything, how can we improve it? So these are the things that AI can help. Now, there are so many tools and platforms that we use for AI. I wouldn't go into detail for that because this can be used. This slide can be handy for technical people or students. So I would leave this to them. I just wanted to go to the next topic, that is my research area. So as Dr. Alok mentioned earlier, I work as a software developer for and a clinical staff member with Arkansas Children's Institute. So basically, the team that I work with, we gather information for children and expecting mothers. What kind of information? Every day, like their vitals, expecting mothers, their nutrition, and children, their nutrition, and how the growth is. Why it is being gathered? To check the different growth rate, the nutrition factors that are affecting the children growth and development in US, I would say. So right now they are working on the kids or the children in USA. Later on, they might diversify it considering the different regions. Like I am an Indian, but I am in USA. So obviously my nutrition would be somewhat different compared to a US person. So those will be counted when they come up with some of the information currently from US studies. And these studies are now are being utilized by the USDA, which is United States Department of Agriculture. How and why? So now how is like the information that we gather, like the brain mapping information and how a child reacts to a particular nutrition or what food they eat, how much they eat, these kind of information is being sent to USDA, or I would say their website they have. Not just information, we create reports. So now this creation of reports is what I also work on. Like we have different tools and models. This is where machine learning and AI I have worked with. So this particular model help in developing some reports which is being sent to USDA. And how the USDA works on it, they have their website where they keep I mean, if ever you have a chance, you can just visit their website and you can check. There is a tab for nutrition, and they always update the information for nutrition based in USA, what exactly the amount of food and what kind of nutrition should be given to children, or yeah, different information. So this is where my work comes into picture. The nutrition department, I work with them, but also I work with another team. They have this gene that they take into account, like the blood work which is done on the children, their genetic information combined with the nutrition. This information is like there has been more of work on how it is impacting the nutrition, the gene, how the combination works is the development in kids. And the kids have different, I would say, I wouldn't say it's a disease or anything, but every kid is different. So how a kid behaves, some kids have problems since childhood. So how it is being addressed, or how it can be addressed in future, or if medically it can be treated or not. So this research that is being done with the data that we collect is being discussed with the doctors. So the Research Institute, Arkansas Children's Research Institute, collaborates with Arkansas Children's Hospital, and the doctors and the researchers continuously have been working on this. Now, I got the privilege to work with the researchers, or I would say principal investigators, who themselves do research on this data and have published so many papers. If ever anybody wants to have a look,